there's been some real upsets along the way, hasn't there?
Oh, there has been.
Top seeds going out.
Yeah, so
for
you can't count on
literally
anything.
youngsters that are coming through. We've had world champions at 17 and 18. It's been amazing, the highs and lows throughout this tournament. But what we can say is that it's been some beautiful judo.
Beautiful judo, incredible judo. Big, beautiful, huge rotational throws, but also just some amazing things that happen on a much tighter scale.
Yes, some real tactical.
Under real pressure and power.
What I like is there's been a lot of niwaza, and the niwaza has been just so sharp.
Oh my gosh.
That transition into the ground has been so hot, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And some beautiful execution of rotations that we've seen, very unorthodox, but very effective.
Very effective. And kind of shocking, actually, a couple times. One of them took out the first seed.
That's right. Oh, and that
Right.
was absolutely scary, wasn't it? Hideo really isn't having his own way at the moment, and as you can see, he's got a Shido on the board. He's got 2 minutes and just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest.
So at 100 kilos, we get into some really real size here, and even so, you get some real height differences. Kobena definitely has the height and reach advantage here. And I was just back in the warm-up area. I'm not a small guy.
Did you feel a little bit intimidated?
I feel like I was walking around in a hole because all these guys are so big. It's just gigantic.
That's why I didn't head in so early, because I just thought, no, I'm just going to just disappear in the crowd.
Yeah.
You'll only see a little pair of legs going past. They are huge.
But it was fascinating though. I'm walking around and it's absolutely jam-packed back there. But there are times, big Tsunage.
Oh, yes.
Whoa.
Well, that was
Look at
a bit of a wake-up call there. It's the first sort of surge of electricity coming through there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so anyway, walking around back there, even though it's really jammed, I come up again. Sometimes you see somebody coming the other way, and even though these really big guys and they're really focused, they're so aware. Just the awareness of what's going on around them. Nobody's running into each other. The mat has not an open inch of space, and yet people are throwing and falling and not falling on each other, and it's just amazing.
Right at the beginning, that mat area was quite substantial, wasn't it? There was lots of people on it, and there was still plenty of room. Today, it was like a postage stamp for some of them. It was just so small. It looked so small, didn't it? But it wasn't. It was obviously, it worked for them, and like you say, they're very clever in the way they warm up and making sure that they respect other people's spaces in the warm-up area.
Okay, 2 Shidos now for Kobena. He's going to have to step it up here in the last minute of the contest.
He's a big lad, isn't he, when you look at him there?
He's got to be like 6'3", 6'4". That's 2 meters. For those of you who know these feet and inches.
They're really starting to pile on the pressure now. The techniques are starting to flow. I think he's started to find himself within what looked to be a very awkward start for the Frenchman. He wasn't really sure with the size. And as we have, like I've said before, we've seen a couple of upsets, really. And you can never underestimate. You have to give your opponent that ultimate respect when you go out there, because for some of these countries, they might not have the experience and the exposure on an international level as much as someone like France.
And I think we're going to get a third Shido.
But what you do have is you have this gut and determination. They're very, very strong and such sharp reactions.
Yeah, everybody does.
But
Kobena, I think, just isn't attacking enough.
No.
And just being too defensive. And I think he knows it too.
Yes.
Both players. Well, that was fair. Idir wasn't really doing a lot either, but because Kobena had the 2 Shidos already, this will take him out of the contest. And Idir will advance to the next round. Well, he will have a very different challenge. He'll be facing Lipartiliani from Georgia.
Yes.
So hopefully he's awake.
Yeah, well, when you actually look at this draw, what it brings to me is that when we get to the third round, which I'm anticipating that's what should happen based on results, based on the quality that you have Gazimov. Now, Remirenko here from...
And here we have the Azerbaijani, Gazimov, versus Martin Pacek from Sweden.
Now, Martin Pacek has had a great performance throughout the year, great build-up towards this World Championships. He's definitely someone that could upset the odds. He's got the ability to do it, and like we've said, there has been one or two that has knocked out the #1 seeds or the current reigning world champions in the early stages of the competition. Can Pacek do the same? Well, he starts off very well with the Sutemi Waza, drawing his opponent down.
I wonder if that was kind of a test. He was not too driven in that Tomonage. I mean, I'm sure he would have been happy to finish it, but it was like, hey, let's see how this goes. Let's a little flyer out there.
That's it. I think you've really got to be very sharp against Gazimov. He's very strong.
And that's why.
And exactly, you stand still. You stand still with Gazimov, then you expect that sort of judo to come from him. And a sori there, beautifully executed, and a real wake-up call for the spectators here today that are just starting to drift in now. They'll be disappointed they missed that one from the Azerbaijan.
So Gazimov off to a great start. Really nice. Sore, Tsurikomigoshi, down into this really solid ippon. So, can't start off tentative, even early on in the day, even with a little bit of an Uchimata assist.
Well, great start.
Yeah. And so up next we have Demyanenko from Kazakhstan versus Remirenko from United Arab Emirates, representing the United Arab Emirates. Doesn't look very Arabic to me. I'm not sure Remirenko's a real Arab name.
No, it doesn't.
But we have lots of people playing in different countries now. So.
Well, both of these athletes sizing up each other here. Tamarenko, the first grip on, controlling quite nicely, as you can see, but swiftly the grip gets taken off.
So at this weight class, we're not going to see the kind of flurries of action that we've seen in the other weight classes, of course, but it will get very explosive. Just the sheer mass, there we go, it kind of built up there, but like what we saw with Gazimov, all of a sudden just popping right into Sore.
Remirenko there, he did well to anticipate that attempt of a Sutemi Waza and skip to the one side. But you just, like you say, you just sense that we saw that in the previous match, that there was an attempt of a Sutemi Waza, a drop down, a bit of a sort of settling process, got up and bam.
Yeah.
With the Kazakhstan, I feel that this is a bit of a lead up. You can see him, you sense that sort of feeling. He's just biding his time at this moment. He's trying to desperately get his grip, but he's not getting his own way at this moment, which is a little bit frustrating for him. But as you can see, that right hand's now come up onto the collar, trying to draw the head down. He's got the sleeve, so he's now drawing him on. You can sense it's coming. Oh my goodness. Well, do you know what? I thought Remirenko would have reacted better than that. It looked like he just stopped, didn't he?
Yeah.
A real build-up, and then he fell at the last hurdle on that one, didn't he?
But enough for the Wazari.
Remirenko there does well. Wazari up. And there you have the Osotogari, nicely controlled on that sleeve. Head literally over the arm to brace down and put the power going in the right direction.
Yeah. But he was bracing his foot down, so more Osora Otoshi than Osotogari. And at this,
they didn't swing through.
Right, didn't
just
cut through.
Planted it.
So not the, you know, and also not the same kind of, you know, really vigorous kumikata that we've seen, you know, where people are, you know, really jerking their hands out. But, you know, these guys are coming in and pretty much getting their grips. Seeing who can really get things moving first. At this weight, momentum is a huge issue, huge factor.
Temiwaza again, drawing his opponent down.
And a much sharper one than we saw.
And transition now into the Niwaza, trying to look for an opportunity, but his landing wasn't giving him the advantage there.
No. Oh, Demienko's got the better of this particular exchange.
Well, Demienko is for me, is a little bit of a surprise how he's come out in this competition. The first round, he looks a little bit flat, to be honest. It's what we've seen in previous competitions. For me, it's very flat. When you look at the body language, he's looking at him, he's breathing quite heavily. The arms are down. The lack of engagement, he really looks like he's struggling out there for some reason. Now, it might be that his opponent's just extremely strong and causing him a few frustrations there with the grip, because he's not really getting his own way. But for some reason, I just sense it's just not the same man that we normally see coming out on these world tours.
Well, even though he had the better of that particular kumikata, that particular attack wasn't
flat, wasn't
definitely wasn't going to go anywhere.
No, definitely not. The lack of engagement in this contest from the Kazakhstan is very surprising.
And he's got very little time left, 25 seconds, and he's down on Wazari. If he's going to do something, he's got to do it now.
Remerenko has done extremely well, dominated right from the beginning. He's breaking off the grips, coming over the top, just really causing the Kazakhstan some real problems here. And as you can see,
just
pulls
isn't
that.
going to. Oh,
Sianagi blocks
one nice
it nicely.
Sianagi, but just not enough.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Well, a very poor performance from the Kazakhstan, I must say, and a very surprising performance from him, but a brilliant win there for Remerenko, who goes through to the second round.
Well, congratulations to Kazakhstan.
So United Arab Emirates goes through, and we'll be seeing him a little bit later on, but as they go through the stages, these contests will become more and more challenging, and as I said, at the top seed, Lepeteliani has got to be based on all their overall performances throughout this year so far, has got to be a strong contender for the gold medal. At this moment, I just can't see past him. You've got some good judo players in this half. Like I've said already and highlighted, Fonseca, that is big throwers, beautiful judo, but comes short when it comes to getting into finals. Now, he's got a lot of results in the Grand Prix and Grand Slams, but he's never ever had in any of those tournaments a gold medal.
Wow.
So he's just cut short, even on the best performance he's ever had. So again, he's someone that you cannot write up, but he just hasn't been tipping the scales in his favor when it comes to taking a title. So he's definitely a judo player you want to see coming through and one day getting there. But looking at the draw he's got, I think he's going to come short again.
Yeah. Can't get past Let's see if we can get past Lepeteliani.
Yep.
So up now we have Kuramov from Uzbekistan versus Diawara from Senegal. And I think Diawara has his work cut out for him here.
I think there's a little bit of a class difference here when it comes to, and it's down to experience really. This young man from Senegal, we haven't seen him much on the World Tour, and looking definitely very apprehensive as Uzbek tries to engage. The body language is telling that he's trying to get out the back door. Really,
Kuramov is all forward. And that's why. There we go. Another Sode Tsurikomi Goshi. Only a Wazari.
Oh, and nicely
into his-
anticipated. Wasn't going to accept that. That could have been Ippon. Straight into the Osakomi. Kezugatami. All those youngsters out there that will be most probably tuning in going, I can do that in the club. That's my technique. You see how effective it is, kids. The basic techniques are the ones that really do work all the time.
Beautiful Sode Tsurikomi Goshi.
The Sodis have been very effective, haven't they? We've
They've
seen
been quite
a
popular
lot of them.
at this tournament. Let's see,
Koshiguruma.
it just has that
Sodi.
opening really through.
Oh, nicely done.
I really don't understand why that wasn't a Ippon.
Oh, he just landed, he overspun him a little bit, and there was more landing
I
to the
guess.
side on the other side.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, lacked a little bit of
Just
control
by
at
a
the end.
hair.
Just by a little bit, yeah.
So up next, Jason Coster from New Zealand versus Kyle Reyes from Canada. Coster in white, Reyes in blue. Reyes really looks ready for this match.
Oh, look.
Coster coming in, but
Very
Reyes
powerful,
rather
aren't they?
easily.
The Canadians throughout this year have been brilliant. Totally on form.
Oh, I think he got.
Oh,
think he
really
got a
well.
little-
He definitely looked uncomfortable
Yeah,
there.
got
Something with
bashed
his
there a
knee. I
bit.
don't know whether he's come into this competition with a knee injury, but that pulled him up very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, something happened. It's
And
always
there really didn't
disconcerting.
seem too much in it, either of us there.
I thought
Just
they'd
a
bonk.
clash of knees or
Yeah,
something.
maybe. I'm not sure. Well, hopefully it won't compromise his play here.
Well,
That certainly gave Coster a chance to come in a bit stronger.
yeah, well, it's given him a little bit of an edge in the exchange after that mate. Reyes trying to get back into this match.
Yeah,
He started off
there we
really
go.
well. His hand in the side there, as you can see, the left hand controlling very nicely.
Nice.
Countered straight into the Tatishio Gatami
Tame,
there.
Right. And he's got
And
it
he's
really powerfully,
controlling.
doing a good job. Coster really, really working to get out. He's got that leg trap now. So
He still has
Toketa.
no trouble there when it comes to the Niwaza. But what surprises me, he didn't stay down in the Niwaza. Is it because of his knee?
I don't know.
But you would have thought he would have been much more tighter down there.
Well,
but he obviously
Coster got
didn't.
that turn, and I think he was trying to control that arm. He was down, but as Coster came down, he was trying to bring the arm back, and he had to come up.
The attempt of Sutomi Waza there.
Another
but,
one.
Very poor attack there, and obviously it was anticipated. You could read that one with a book, couldn't you? You could see
Yeah.
that one coming.
Yeah,
Canadian reacted very sharply.
so Reyes got the Wazari from that earlier exchange where he countered Coster. I don't think he had Osakomi long enough.
Did it? Well, yeah, I was just wondering, was it from the attack or was it from the Osakomi?
I thought he had counted him pretty well
Yeah.
and brought Coster down, so.
So
Okay,
coming
false
up to
attack
two
on
and a half
Coster.
minutes now. Costa, like you say, with Shido.
Ooh,
Nice
little
reaction
movement.
there.
Yeah,
There's
really drawing it.
a
think-
switch of direction there. That was cleverly done and fooled him, almost fooled him completely, but
Yeah.
he reacted on time not to get scored against.
Right.
But
So I think Reyes was really shaken by that knee, that knee incident, but he seems to have been really coming back into the match. He's certainly driving it much more. Coster was the one originally who was initiating all the attacks, but Reyes is the one now really making Coster stumble with some of these big movements.
Reyes came in there with the Uchimata. We could see just lost a little bit. Kosoto beautifully done. Again, he's got that nice combination, hasn't he? The
Yeah.
Uchimata he threatened in the last exchange. He came in as if he was going for the Uchimata and switched to the rear.
Right.
It's working very well against this opponent, isn't it?
And I think actually it's funny how Reyes has had to actually tone down some of his movement because Costa was overreacting, and Reyes wasn't able to get the, draw the movement that he wanted. And these last few exchanges, he's been more subtle.
Yes.
So not quite making Costa do these
yes.
big reactions.
I have a sense of a feeling that I don't think he's completely right, Reyes. I think his knee, he's not bouncing, he's not as sharp, and I don't know if that knee's bothering him.
I don't know.
He's controlling enough, and I think he's a quality of athlete that's going to be able to, regardless the injury or anything that he might have, he's going to get through.
No.
But I don't think we're seeing the best of him.
There we go.
Lovely
really
technique.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice finish. Was Ari a setti upon? I'm not quite sure if
Yeah.
the referee gave.
Well, either way.
Either way, he won, but it was that little bit of a soft roll
Very soft
into his back. So
roll,
whether
sort
they
of.
classed it as
Right.
the upon, but a soft one, or was Ari
And he's still
finishing off with. But still, was
rotating
Ari a
that knee a
setti
bit.
upon, and a very convincing win that takes him through to the second round. And hopefully it will give him a little bit of time to settle in, because I don't think that was one of his stronger performances. And my sense is that that knee was niggling him
I
a little
agree.
bit in that contest.
So that finishes Pool A. The first round for Pool A.
Now
A
we
nice little
yeah.
low Uchimata. Yeah. Coming in and then sticking that leg in to really get that. Yeah, nice.
Beautifully done. Very upper body control was
as
just
much as
sharp.
Costa had tried to drop
Yes.
out of it, Reyes was still able to finish.
Costa gave a good account of himself there.
Yeah.
He was very aggressive in his approach to that, and he worked to the best of his ability. I think he was just that little bit outclassed today.
Right. So up now, Michal Horak from Czech Republic versus Lies Buyakub from Algeria. So very different style of play than we've seen so far. Up to this point, it's been very stand up, and that tends to happen a lot at the upper weights, where both players are very, very upright. But these guys are.
They're a little bit over. They're bent over,
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah.
They're like a very right angle position, aren't
Yeah,
they,
more
at this
wrestling
moment?
kind of
Which is, yes,
postures.
exactly what you were just saying, wrestling. You feel that possibly there's a bit of a background from the wrestling with them as they engage with their head,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shoulders roll, the arms down.
Buyakub particularly. Oh, in for the Kataguruma variation.
And then trying
Starting
to
to-
follow into the Niwaza there, trying to look for an opportunity. Don't
The
think
upper-
there's really much on
No.
offer there, really.
It's pretty well gone.
And I don't think he was actually, I think it was a couple of sort of seconds of timing
Yeah.
there, really just trying to give himself a bit of a breathing space rather than let's engage in the Niwaza.
Now we're standing up a bit more. Ooh, Horak in for a big overhand grip.
Very powerful grip
Oh,
there,
so
Horak.
These guys.
Now, well, he went for the turnover there, but he decided to opt out as he was just about to turn. That fly seems to be liking you, doesn't it? We've got a fly around here. It's driving us nuts.
Buyakub in with the left-hand grip. Horak favoring the right, so Kinkayotsu. Big.
Well, they're
deep.
not. He
Kataguruma
drops, but he just doesn't get in deep enough there.
Trying to bring him around. Buyakub trying to bring him around for a Sutsemi Waza, but Horak riding it out. Could have been a counter.
For me, I think they're just giving out too many messages saying, here I come, and both of them are able to react quick
Yeah.
enough on it. So,
But that's also a feature of larger, these larger weight classes. The signals are much bigger. They're very, very big. But
Tayatoshi
oh,
there.
nice, Surigoshi,
Beauty.
Tayatoshi, right? Beautiful.
nice.
Into Osekomi.
And I don't see him getting
I don't
out
see
of that.
Buyakub
Look at
getting
the
out,
power.
yeah.
The legs are spread. The
Horak
arms
is-
over the other side, trapping
Look
the
at him
shoulder.
driving. Yeah. So Horak from Czech Republic.
Well, definitely the dynamics of these matches, they're very, very different from one play to the next, aren't they? They come in with their own sort of personal styles, and from being very upright to being like bent over in the wrestling sort of style that we're looking at this moment.
So here we'll see him come in. He's got the armor on the back, steps across, got this really nice
Beautifully
deep.
done. That arm around the back was a winning ingredient there, wasn't it?
You can get that mass really moving. And they had really, like I was saying earlier, momentum is a big factor in the upper weights. So, you know, once Boyakub was really moving to the side, Horak stepped wide across to really draw him through. So up next is Savitsky from Ukraine versus Shah from Pakistan.
Well, Savitsky, on paper, the stronger of the two opponents. Shah, I've not seen him too much on the world circuit, but he's coming out here as a real contender. He oozes a bit of confidence there. Got a big lad as well, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, they're all tall. Yeah, Savitsky's definitely got the more stable stance.
Yeah.
Shah is a bit on his back foot.
Yeah, he looks a little bit unbalanced there as he weights more to the heels and a little bit of avoidance. You can see his arms are all getting tied up there, and he's looking really, a little bit in trouble.
Savitsky's driving.
And he's also edging towards the edge of the contest area, which puts him under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, without Savitsky really driving him there. So that's a bit of inexperience, showing mat awareness.
Oh, should have got it. Well, Shah did really well to fend on that. It just shows you the strength of the man. Because Savitsky he's a strong, strong athlete.
But that was kind of surprising on Savitsky's part. He had a left-hand grip, and he came in for Osoto on the left side.
Yes.
I'm sorry, on the right side. On the right side. So it was this offside attack. If he'd had the sleeve, I'm pretty sure that Shah would not have been able to stay up. So now they're, wow.
Well, Savitsky's really all over him, isn't it? Makakomi, he's trying, but just shows you how powerful this man is.
Shah is a strong, strong man.
But so far at the moment, he's survived, but he's defending on two very strong. So Shidos are now starting to come.
But that took a little while, 2.5 minutes into the match. But Shah has yet to launch his own offensive. Haven't seen a significant attack on his part. That's another thing too. The pace of attacks is going to be different today than it has been.
A little bit slower and more precise.
You know, there's just a lot of mass to move here.
Yeah.
You can't expect that.
Well, yeah, you're not going to see these running around like little 48-kilo players that is 100 miles an hour, and within every second we're getting 2 or 3 attacks.
So it's like the difference between, you know, a race car and a train. You know, a train can get up really fast, but it takes a little while to get there.
These are, like I would say, you've got your racing cars and you've got your vintage cars, haven't you? You just don't whack a vintage car out there and make them go 100 miles an hour. You still get some nice performances, but definitely in different ways, don't you?
Yeah. What I'm going for with a train analogy, though, is just the power that you've got, just this sort of inevitability of movement. Okay, Shah really driving. Look at that. He really woke up. And Savitsky now is finding himself on the receiving end of some real pressure.
Well, I think for Shah, he's had a couple of minutes now. And I think somewhere a little bit of, do you know what, I can do this.
And he did have 2 Shidos.
So a bit of confidence. And plus the 2 Shidos is obviously the big warning sign.
Savitsky.
If you don't get started, you're going to be out, son.
Okay, Shah. You don't have time Shaw does not have time to
he
mess
has
around in
Do you
Newaza.
know what? I'd like to see him be a bit more gutsy because he's got nothing to lose.
Nope.
And he's got a lot to gain out of doing that.
Oh,
Oh,
boom! Wow!
Boom! That was it.
Oh!
There's no doubt about you could never
no doubt
question
about that one.
whether that was Ippon or
Yeah.
not. He even did a ukemi.
Yeah.
So that made a bit more of an impact on it when you could hear and see the ukemi.
So Savitsky came in, Shaw tried to counter, but Savitsky just had far too much momentum going into that, and his Kazushi was just incredibly tight. Again, left side grip, but a right side attack. So it really, really caught Shaw flat and just brought him down with just great decisiveness.
Yeah, we'll see that again, but here you go.
Yeah, so see.
Ippon Sienage switched
Boom.
it. Boom.
Into Osoro. Yeah, look at that.
Beautiful.
Bang. Yeah, really nice.
There you have it on the other angle.
Yeah, really switched
Pulled
from
right
the
down.
Sewanage, and then really brilliant switch.
Oh my goodness. Well, that mat definitely opened up and buried Shah.
Yeah.
That was so powerfully done, wasn't it?
Great performance by Shaw, though. Really came out and gave Savitsky a really tough match.
He definitely challenged him, and a good performance from this young man.
Up now, Farah from Austria versus Borodavko. from Latvia.
Borodavko, a big, strong lad, has had some great performances here. This is going to be quite a challenging match for both of these. The Austrians have done well throughout this World Tournament, World Championships.
And here we're back to the more upright. Well, as soon as I say that, look at that. But yeah, much more upright play, except when they're really trying to break each other's grip.
The Latvian, as you can see, he's using his height. He's powering over the top. He's very upright. He's actually got a nice stance there. He's
really powerful.
Very strong.
Farah is definitely on the receiving end here. He's definitely more on his heels. Borodavko has just putting tremendous pressure on Farah. But Farah seems to have found his stance. Okay, now it's settled in. Let's see who gets something moving here. And Borodavko in for the Sutemiwaza.
Yep,
But Farah sprawling out.
Nice attack, and
Nice.
very agile for a big man as
Very
well.
agile. And that's what I was talking about too. You know, you get this tremendous pressure, maybe not a lot of initial speed, but really big explosiveness once things start moving.
Quite impressive. Well, he read that one wrong, didn't he, really, when he came in? I don't know what he was attempting there. Looked like it was, I think it was more, he was trying to pull the sleeve and lost the grip and landed on his knees. So I don't think he was attempting to throw as such.
And you're not going to move that mass around with one hand from that far away.
Very strong. Look at that grip from the Latvian, the high collar, drawing the head down. Lapel is looking, he switched from left to right there. And
Borodavko really had a dominating grip there, and Farah came in for the real gutsy attack when Borodavko responded and really brought him around. But, you know, that was good. Oh, but Farah just attacked. Farah just tried to attack. So, okay.
It's obviously was the build-up previous to that they're obviously looking at. It was most probably while this was in play, it was signaled he's got to get a Shido, but you don't stop when somebody has the advantage.
So,
and I think someone has an advantage here, so you don't continue, you don't cause a mate when you know something's going to happen. So maybe
but
that's
then why wouldn't the attack then negate the reason to call
because
that Shido?
He'd already had the penalty before he put that attack in. There was enough time to say he's deserved that Shido right now. We're not going to stop the play because something looks like it's going to happen. But when it stopped and they stopped engaging, then he went back to saying, well, gave him that Shido because he did definitely deserve it prior to that one attack. He went out of his time. So it was after.
So Borodavko now has a Shido as well with 125 left in the match.
So
and Farah seems to have found, Borodavko's really holding him out there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
he's
very,
really
very
holding him
rigid,
out.
Isn't it, with the upper body? But both of them are doing very similar. I think, Borodavko has just had the Shido taken away from him.
Okay.
So it's still Farah that's got one Shido on the board. And we're coming into the last minute of this contest. High collar grip there. And Farah, got to be careful and ducking under.
Yeah, that's really bizarre because Borodavko is gripping right in the middle of it, you know.
Yes.
So where can Farah go with his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get called for that, even though. Oh, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Second Shido
got a
now.
Shido.
Putting a lot more pressure on him now. He's got to do something. And as you can see, he pulls down on that lapel and the sleeve, but doesn't really get the opportunity to break the Kazushi to get him moving. And that's what he needs to do. That's what's really lacking. He's actually, at this moment, every time he does try to attack, it's like hitting a brick wall. He's not moving him. He needs to break him up a little bit.
Yeah, and Borodavko is just very, very canny at how he's playing this whole game. And
that sleeve grip is...
there we go.
Oh,
He was already...
Brilliant attack there.
And Farah doing a great job. Is like, okay, I don't have any time left.
Yep, timing was perfect on that, and everything, as we say, timing's just everything, isn't it? Comes over deep.
Oh, nice try by Farah, trying to come in for that sumigaish, but Borodavko is just way too canny at how he's utilizing grips and how he's really driving the exchange. So Borodavko from Latvia will advance to face Peter Palchik from Israel in his next match.
Well, that'll be interesting. Palchik, one of the favourites for me on getting a place on the podium. Very strong athlete, and is a real contender out here.
Yeah, really nice sumigaish there.
Beautifully executed in the replay. You can see high collar grip. Nicely done.
Yeah, really nice. That's really close to Ippon.
You see the size of that man moving so elegantly over.
Really nice.
When it's slowed down, it looks even better, doesn't it?
Al-Zaidi from Iraq versus Thomas Briceno from Chile. Big flurry of exchange right in the beginning.
Well, good start, Al-Zaidi.
Al-Zaidi around the back.
Uchimata there.
Briceno over the top. Nice counter. Al-Zaidi for the Wazari.
Well, this is going to be a very powerful match, isn't it?
Yeah, and these guys aren't messing around with grips.
No.
They're coming in and trying to throw.
This is full body contact, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bow!
Like, really trying to come in for that Ouchi, and Al-Zaidi really countering nicely. Okay, first warning.
Yep, you do as you're told, son. And it is hard for the coaches, isn't it?
Yeah,
they sit there and they're just powerless.
And of course, Briceno.
Briceno
with
just
the Wazari.
powered him over there. What an exchange.
That's amazing.
That was a brilliant counter there. The power of that man.
So one thing that's great about this one is that there's such a variety of attacks going on. These guys aren't trying the same thing over and over and over again.
They've got a real feel, haven't they, of judo here, and they're responding so well to each other's actions. So it's making this match a very very interesting indeed, and keeping us sort of glued to them. There's not been a moment that there hasn't been an opportunity for either one of them to do something special here. 2.5 minutes we're coming up to now.
See,
nice.
Good. Sumigaishi into Ozakomi. Brilliantly done, Briceno.
Yeah, with the Tatishio Katami.
So
beautifully
smooth.
done.
Nice.
Briceno, I don't see letting that one go,
so
and
tight.
nor he does.
Very nice. Briceno. Tomas Puchino from Chile. Really good big man's judo. That's both players just really moving, just trying to attack, not playing any games with grips or tactical stuff like that, just coming in and playing really good judo.
And we'll see highlights of that very match now.
Nice counter here.
Taking the belt.
Yeah. In
Temi was
and then down
beautifully
and then through.
done.
Look how he's
Look
driving
at the
with
power
that.
on that
yeah,
belt.
Driving with that right hand.
It was literally the belt and the hand that was pushing up into the stomach there.
Yeah, really nice. Really coming through. And the leg too.
Yeah,
driving with the
nicely
leg,
done there.
coming through, and then into Tateshi Hogatame.
Strong movement.
Look at that,
there.
just so nice.
Great win there for Puchino. It'll be interesting to see him fight later on. And here we have, coming up representing Mongolia, we have Hoshuren in the white and Smith III from the USA.
L.A. Smith. His father's an NFL player. But here he is, following a very different path of his own. In for Sutemi Waza. But Hoksuren really not shaken too much by that. So I went back into the warm-up room to specifically ask the Mongolian team, please help me with this name. And the pure Mongolian pronunciation is just not within my grasp. So we're doing our best with an approximation.
There's a little bit of in the actual pronunciation, and it gives me a sore throat even trying it.
Yeah. Hoksuren.
Hoksuren.
Oh, driving in. Okay. I think that once something gets moving here, it's going to move fast. Mongolian team, of course, is, just becomes so powerful on the world stage. Really locking down Smith's right hand. In for a little bit of Ashiwaza. Smith trying to get an overhand grip, but Hoksuren really driving through. And
he's a very powerful Mongolian, this one, and he's
agile.
upper body, and he moves so well.
Yeah.
But what he's doing, accelerating the power in the upper body by the movements as well. He's grounding Smith into the mat. As you can see, high collar grip there. He's got the sleeve, drawing Smith down. Comes round the back, trying desperately to get more engaged into his opponent. Head to head is a little bit of a nudging going on at this moment. Hoshuren drops in.
Oh,
Smith with a drop with a Ichimata, turning it into a bit of a Makikomi.
So, and that's what I was saying, big explosive movement. Hoksuren coming in with the left side grip. Smith on the right. In for Sewanage. Oh, really got him moving there, but not enough. Incredibly fast. Oh, I think something might have gotten a little bonk there.
Well, for Smith, he really is battling here. It is a matter of power, what we're looking at. The Mongolians are very, very strong in general.
So Smith just got Ashido.
Yeah, he really needs to, I think.
But again, he had just attacked.
Yeah.
He had just attacked with that huge Sewanage. And both these guys have been coming in, so I'm really not sure. Maybe that was a false attack. I couldn't
possibly.
see that.
I think maybe that's what it was.
When he dropped at the end?
Yeah. For me, I'd like to see Smith now disengage himself in that sort of close contact style of gripping and try and use, he's an agile athlete that can move. And I think what he needs to do is create a bit more space between him and his opponent and start getting the Mongolian moving a little bit more up onto his toes.
Let's
I
see
know
how
it's
the
easy
Mongolian's
to
really
say, but
pressing
it gets
in, though.
drawn in
it
every
is really
time.
hard. And the Mongolian is coming in. I think the other problem is, because they're in Kenkayotsu, getting that second hand is really a huge challenge.
So that's where I feel that if he just keeps his head up and keeps the circling motion around, coming from a different angle. Now, again, he comes in deep, but he's playing into the hands of the Mongolian, I believe, here. Uchimata.
And he got turned.
Power.
In for the Uchimata, and Hokusoren counters him to roll in for the Wazari.
Now, for Smith, he's got a beautiful Uchimata. An execution of that Uchimata without that deep grip and getting that closeness might be more effective, and keeping it loose and coming around from the side rather than coming through into the center for the Uchimata. A variation of that skill, but most probably might be more effective against this strong, engaging Mongolian.
And that was a nice try, coming in for that Ouchigari. But he does have to change direction, so maybe coming in the other way. Sasai Tsurukumiyashi.
Kosota opening it up and then coming out.
Nice deep Tayatoshi.
Now, that was a lot more effective, and the reason for that, he dropped out of sight. He dropped out of the defense. He was no longer upper body controlled. He dropped right out of him. But he's in trouble now.
Yeah, but there's not enough time, and Hokusoren very, very, very intelligently went right into Newaza to eat up the rest of the time. But now we're in golden score. Oh, he never. I was assuming Hokusoren I stopped looking at the scoreboard because I had assumed Hokusoren had picked up a Wazari.
Nope.
But so now we're in golden
just
score.
A Shido.
Right.
For me, I think Smith, hopefully he's learnt from that bit that he can. There's a possibility in winning this, but what he has to do tactically, he's got to play it so differently. He's been battling against the power.
Yeah.
He's very, very sharp on his feet. What he needs to do, he needs to attack out of sight. He needs to come around the side or drop under his center of balance. And he did it with the Tayatoshi. He had an opportunity there. And I think that he's got a beautiful Uchimata.
Oh!
Did he land? I think he...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he landed on his shoulder and then spun, which means that there was a Wazari.
So what Hokusoren did was really, really good. It was
very clever. And again...
reverse Sewanage, brought Smith through right in the first few seconds of golden score. Really surprising movement. Totally different from anything he had done in the entire regulation time.
We've never even seen a glimmer of that in the first 4 minutes.
And so that's the kind of thing, that's that kind of versatility and range of movement.
An ultimate surprise, isn't it?
That you have to have in order to pull out the victory in a really close match like that. So, great match though by L.A. Smith. Hokusoren will advance to the next round, where he will face Brichino.
I think Smith will be able to learn a lot by that. If he goes back and watches the replay, he'll be seeing how close he could have been if the tactics were slightly different. And it's not always about these big lads engaging so deep.
Yeah.
For someone like Smith, he's got to start using his speed, agility, and he's got to be a little bit clever. He can't, in some cases, can't match up with likes of the Mongolians with power.
So that's something that's that can be that's necessary here, where Hokusoren, I think, clearly had been able to train with lots of other big guys.
Yes.
When you're a big man and you train with other people who might not be at the same weight, you get used to playing a certain way.
That's right.
And really capitalizing on that.
Yeah.
But Hokusoren clearly, with that move, that's not something you generally do in the bigger matches if you're playing smaller people who are faster than you. But Hokusoren came in and was able to do something very different.
Well, here we have the number 1 seed, Lipitiliani, world silver medalist, here with Idir of France in the blue. Now, this is obviously one of the top favorites to be on that podium. What color will he get? That's the big question. We've seen so many ups and downs throughout this tournament, and some of these top seeds going out in the early rounds and not even, that's it, not even getting a medal. So this is the start for the Georgian. He had a bye in the first round.
And Idir had a nice warm-up match.
Yes, he had Kobena, and that started off a little bit rocky. It was a feisty start for him, but he settled it down and then ended up taking a very convincing win.
Okay, both players taking a rather
Well, the Georgians
calm
are not going.
approach
Yeah,
to the
he's not going
beginning.
to rush there, and I don't blame
And
him.
both people, or at least Idir being called for passivity. Oh! Referee stumbling there. But up and okay.
Yep. Don't know what happened there, but
Yeah.
never got a score for it.
I think there have been some mat issues. You know, some of the mats have gotten unaligned. Oh! Wow! What an elevation! Woo!
Beautifully executed. Lipatiliani takes the lead with that Wazari.
Big throw there. Showing why he took a silver at the Worlds and also a silver, I think, in Rio.
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
So I'm sure he's going for a different color today.
Draws himself in, the head's down, but the Uchimata's there!
Oh!
Very, very close.
So Lipartiliani likes putting the pressure on, and then all of a sudden explosively releasing it in the other direction.
This is really explosive power, isn't? He takes his time.
And he just starts
Very
leaning on
methodical
Idir.
about what he does. Head to head, gets the grip inside on the lapel, looking for that sleeve. But is he looking for it? I think he's just trying to draw the attention to that sleeve while he sets up the
Now,
big
as soon
Uchimata.
as soon as Idir got both hands, Lipartiliani stopped leaning on him.
Yes.
So, because he didn't want to give Idir the possibility of using that lean too much. But now see, he likes a little bit more. He's breaking down that Idir's left arm. Oh, but Idir in for the Uchimata! Oh! Oh, boy!
Well, the spin on the head there from Lipartiliani
Just saved him.
Oh, goodness
Wow.
me.
So,
Well,
Idir looks like he's found how to use that lean a little bit.
Idir has got his mojo back. That's all I can say. He is definitely
man.
now got to have
45
confidence
seconds
in
left.
this match.
Can he,
Sinagi.
You notice how Lipartiliani is definitely not giving him quite the same lean. Much more of a defensive posture. He knows he's got time. He doesn't have a Shido. He's ahead by a Wazari. Lipartiliani is happy to have things locked up here in the corner.
Well,
And Lipartiliani picking up the Shido for passivity, or perhaps defensiveness, I didn't see.
I think it was more defensive action with the...
And Idir really got to press. 15 seconds.
Idir really, it's going to be closed up, but I don't think...
Oh,
that's a
second Shido, but there's only 8 seconds left.
Seconds,
Stepping
I don't
out.
think they'll stop the play here.
In for the big throw at the last few seconds, really driving it. Oh, and Lipartiliani.
Well, he shows all the class that he is, but he definitely had the Georgians on the edge of their seat.
Oh my gosh.
On that exchange
The Georgians
with the
are all
Frenchman.
were biting their nails there for a second.
Definitely.
And Lipartiliani congratulating his opponent.
Well,
But
he
of course,
definitely
Idir
brought the fight to
disappointed.
him. Idir, what a throw
What
that
a fight.
was.
That was so close. He had him in the air.
Well, here we
What
have.
a match.
And looking forward to seeing the highlights of that match coming up very shortly.
And
Nice
so
embrace
gracious and victory. What a match. Okay, and here we're going to get to see that again. So Lipartiliani in for that Katakuruma, really bringing him down. Oh, so close. Beautiful, beautiful, huge explosive movement. Just vertical.
there. Nice. Almost upon there.
Oh my gosh, that was so close.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, we won't have time to see Didier's throw as well, probably, but because we got the next player
And the thing is,
coming
we
up.
highlighted that he obviously was Olympic silver medalist, but he was Olympic silver medalist in the under 90 kilos.
Yeah.
So he's moved up since then. And he's put his mark on this weight category now.
So Gazimov, Puntage from Montenegro versus Gazimov from Azerbaijan.
Antic here in the white and Gazimov in the blue. Azerbaijan's hopeful for a medal or even the title here in Azerbaijan, Baku.
Uh-oh. Gazimov looked like he tweaked his shoulder a little bit.
Good, strong controlling kumikata there, both working quite well to engage and try and desperately take the first control. Drops underneath. Gazimov didn't get that fine finish there that we see so many times throughout the year. Very sharp though in reacting and dropping under his opponent.
So again, very upright play. Big
Sienagi.
explosive movements.
We're looking at size, power, agility here, really. They are so agile, aren't they? They move so well.
Yeah.
Very, very sharp reactions.
Pantic coming in.
Engaged
Nice
with him.
exchange. Pantic coming in for an overhand grip. Gazimov dropping down into Sode. Pantic then countering immediately. That was an interesting choice on Pancic's part because we've already seen how Gazimov really likes to drop in that Sode onto that Kataguruma variation.
Again,
So you see he's not reaching over this time.
lapel controlling grip. Sienagi attempt there from Gazimov.
Pantic really trying to draw him in. Gazimov holding him out a little
It's
bit.
looking a little bit defensive there, isn't it? As you can see with that left hand there across the bottom end of the skirt, the jacket there, just pushing away.
I wonder if that shoulder tweak earlier is kind of...
Controlling.
Oh!
Beautiful,
Beautiful Tewaza counter to a very, very shallow Uchimata.
Up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Definitely setting that up.
So I guess we'd have to count that as an Uchimata Tsukashi, even though it was, you know, Pancic's attack was so, it was really, really shallow. And Gazimov took beautiful advantage of that.
Uchimata? Did he connect that well, or was
his
he
leg
just
did come in, but he was so far out.
Yeah, I think the Tewaza was really taking the full control of that before even the entry
so
of the
Gazimov
Uchimata.
really read him well and just kept him out.
Yes. And his shoulder is obviously okay.
At least in pulling, yeah.
Definitely a nice win there for the Azerbaijan. Gazimov, who moves swiftly through to the next round. But this will be a very interesting match later on. Lipatiliani with Gazimov. Well, that's going to be the
this
crucial.
is not the right. That's that's the earlier.
Yes, that's the
earlier
match.
throw.
Let's see.
There we go. He was Ouchigari. He was coming in for Ouchigari.
Trying for the Ouchigari, and he bounced him off, didn't he? And then the Tewaza was there.
Left hand driving through.
Yeah. The Tewaza was there already.
Tewaza.
He was attempting the Ouchigari, but he just bounced off it before entering.
Gazimov.
Darwish here of Egypt coming up. Remarenko, his opponent from United Arab Emirates. Remarenko there, as you can see, with the arm round the back, trying to draw off that. He's got the sleeve.
Oh, big reaching over.
Darwish comes in with what looks to be the Uchimata there.
This is the first time we've seen Darwish today.
Yes, buying the first round, yes.
Looks like he's got a little height advantage. His hands are, look at that. There's a lot of tape on those hands. Oh, okay, so we've had an exchange now.
An exchange, thank you very much, and then a punch.
And I think it's just the way that they're playing. They're having to direct each other's hands right into their own faces.
And we see these sort of accidents happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
Such strong kumikata, the engagement of that. The hands are up, they're ready, and the heads start to drop.
Yeah.
It's a real clash. And yes, very lovely ladies that are enjoying themselves. Let's get back to business now. Darwish.
Trying to say sorry. Being very careful.
High collar grip.
But okay.
Romanenko just overstretching himself a little bit now.
But I think he's got Darwish really, on his heels, though. I mean, he's really pressing. Darwish is really struggling to.
Well, Darwish at the moment has got that left hand and the collar, but the elbow slipping in, which makes it very powerful and very strong. Obviously, Ramarenko there came in for an attack, but that elbow being tucked in and that arm dismissed it very quickly.
Yeah.
Darwish's gripping skills very, very strong.
Okay. Oh, Darwish trying to come over the top.
Yeah.
Ramarenko dropping it down.
Now he's got to be careful. He'll pick up a Shido, I think, soon. Although the gripping skills have been very powerful and calculated, he obviously attempted, but for me that was a bit of a false attack.
Yeah.
He was under a bit of pressure there.
Yeah, I agree.
High collar.
Darwish favoring the left side.
Yeah.
Ramarenko coming up high, trying to shut that arm down.
Both trying to draw each other's head in, as you can see. He's got the sleeve grip there now.
Darwish has got his hands all set.
Yeah, he's in position.
But he's not. He's got to do something with it.
He's too late in reacting.
He's showing that he's. Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, and Ramarenko with the attack. So I'd be very surprised if Darwish doesn't pick up a Shido here.
Yeah, Darwish needs to be picking up one now. Well, they're letting it ride.
Okay. If Ramarenko gets one more attack. Oh, but
Kosota.
Darwish in with a Kosoto.
Now there's no score there. Just obviously must have landed with the shoulder on the front rather than at the back. Elbow obviously saved him there.
So close though.
Nice movement.
Nice attack by Darwish.
Darwish once more got the more controlling grip. Elbow tucked inside. Obviously doesn't want to mess around in the Niwaza.
I think Darwish is enormously powerful, man.
Oh, yes, he
drive
does
something like that.
Bit of a powerhouse. Look at those hands. He's gone through the wars as far as gripping is concerned. Every finger is wrapped up there.
He's got so much pull in his upper body that his tissues in his fingers can't hold up.
Yeah, Ramarenko had the better of the kumikata at that time.
Okay, reaching inside. Darwish picks up the first Shido. With only 45 seconds left in the match. No score.
Now
Ramarenko around the back. Oh, nice counter by Darwish into Osaikomi. And I don't think Ramarenko is going to recover from that.
No, definitely I don't think
Tate
he is.
Shigatami is just really solid.
Well, he definitely didn't recover from that, but what an attack.
Ramarenko coming in, trying to do an Oronage, but
he anticipated his move so quickly, didn't he? And really
cut that leg out.
Almost could have injured him because you could see
his
that
other leg
foot came right deep underneath. There was a
did
real,
look like it got caught.
Yeah, it looked very uncomfortable from this angle.
But these guys, they're young and
built like tanks, aren't they?
At this age, their joints work way better.
Yeah, if you run them over, they would just dent your car, wouldn't you?
So Darwish with a very decisive ippon. Yes, ippon. Victory. We'll be moving over to the next round. Get a look at this replay. Ramarenko comes around underneath, tries to get big Oronage, I think. But Darwish just locks that leg and drives him back over his own back.
Look at that leg.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, right?
That left leg.
His left knee, I was like,
very
wow.
Very uncomfortable, and that landed.
That's pretty tight. So up next, Kuramov from Uzbekistan versus Reyes from Canada. Kurumov had that big, beautiful Sode Tsurukumigoshi in his first match. Oh, and in with the Sewanage, or maybe also Sode. Kurumov in with the right hand, Reyes in with the left. Reyes looks like his knee is doing fine.
Yeah. Well, that was
Both
a
players,
little
I
bit
think,
of a
are gonna get
concern that we
dinged.
had before. He got a knock, didn't he, in the earlier
Yeah.
round? And he just wasn't his normal, sparky, agile self within that match. But seems to be okay at the moment. Sewanage attempt there.
Sewanage, but all the way out on one sleeve. That's ambitious.
Also very dangerous. Uchimata there, as you can see, Reese trying to set up at this moment. Possibly a little bit better if that elbow was tucked in the inside to get much more leverage through it.
I think they're kind of locked up at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is going to
Trying
happen.
to
Right?
create-
They each have identical grips.
Yeah.
You know, and neither one.
Fear of
Getting the
letting
hip
go
in.
and just
Oh,
only
if
having
somebody
one
can-
hand on.
If somebody could just get the hip in and really just nudge the other guy a little off balance. Reyes has a bit better of the exchange at the moment. They're probably all going to get called again. Yep. Both players. So this is an incredibly even match at the moment. Although Kurumov has had a couple of really good Sewanage entries. Reyes stepping it up. Again, Kurumov. Oh, boy.
Well, that was a little bit
That
poorly judged, wasn't it, when it
was
came in?
poorly
So
judged,
it's a
yeah.
Shido apiece.
But
Muramov.
he didn't. Okay.
Oh, Chigari, yeah.
Nice
so
Kosoto, but
close.
Reyes turns out of it at the last
He
moment.
did very well to get himself off that, what looks very dangerous Ouchigari. Uchimata.
Uchimata,
the
Tayatoshi!
Taitoshi!
Oh, but almost driving him through anyway. My goodness.
Well, a lovely combination of
Yeah.
attacks there, so close. But as we see, two Shidos apiece, you're expecting a few fireworks now, really. Neither one of them wants to make that mistake and to be hand Sokomaku'd out in the second round.
Nope, so they both turned it up. Both gone into the next
Uchigari
gear. Oh,
stumbling to the
Reyes.
ground.
Ah,
Reyes really needs to.
I think his knee.
No, his knee.
His
that,
knee
you can
did
see
something
him
again.
holding that knee.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
not right.
I thought I saw it buckle.
Yeah.
So he's trying to shake it off.
I don't. Part of me feels that he maybe has come into this competition with that knee injury because it didn't look such a major impact in the first match
Yeah.
to cause so much distress.
It's clearly.
So it's
clearly
clearly
troubling
something
him at
that's
the
been
moment.
troubling him a long time now. And it's not helping in this contest, especially on an Ochi. Nice sportsmanship there, a clap of hands, and get on with the job in hand. Reyes in now.
So that's
he's-
such a huge liability now,
Yeah.
you know, and they're. It's
especially with that Ouchigari as
Yeah.
he leads with that leg. The Sewanage,
Sewanage.
but he just didn't get in deep enough there. The photographer in the making there. Another
Reyes
Sewanage
with
this
his
time.
own
Very,
Sewanage.
very similar to
Yep,
what we just seen
Kurumov's.
of Reyes.
Yep. So one thing.
Kusoto.
Oh, Kurumov trying to get that Kochi, but Reyes responding with that sore knee.
Ouchigari
Ouchigari.
comes around the back. Oh, very poor attack there with the Sewanage. I wonder if that will be the
Deciding
final
Shido.
nail in the coffin there for.
Kurumov. Nope.
Nope, he's had a second life on that one, but that was very, very...
Oh,
Sewanage!
pretty
Oh,
reverse direction.
Beautifully done.
Really
Took
bring
him
him
one
around.
way, swung him onto
Around the
that
other.
shoulder. A nice technique.
But Kurumov read it just enough at the last moment to keep it from
He
completion.
blocked it at the end, didn't he? Quite nicely.
Kurumov in for a big slow Sewanage, but
Kurumov
Reyes
looking for
into
the knee
really
waza.
get the Osaikomi. His leg is locked up.
Yeah. And I don't think he'll want to do any twisting on that knee.
No. I think it's his right knee. That's
Well, Kurumov there having a few more extra attacks over
15
Reyes,
seconds.
but
Two
the more
Shidos,
precise
no score.
attacks have come from the Canadian. He's been much more sharper, I feel, and closer to scoring.
Kurumov, nice little counter there.
Yeah.
But Reyes spinning out of it. So, no score, no two Shidos.
Golden score. There's you got the lapel grip inside, which is a little bit better, more of an advantage for him to switch from.
Oh, Reyes trying to come in Kosorogari, but
Oh.
Kurumov countering with a really good Ouchigari.
Yeah, he walked straight onto that, didn't he? More or
Yeah.
less gave him that throw.
I
It
think,
was a poor judgment on Reyes in his first attack.
and
left
I think
himself
he just
wide
couldn't get the
open.
drive off that other
Yeah.
knee. He was coming in with the left, but he had to drive off his right.
Yeah, he overstretched himself on that one.
But you know, they had two Shidos apiece, golden score.
It's a good,
You
interesting
know,
match.
it's not the time to play the
No,
tactical
no.
match. His knee was giving him trouble. So, brave attempt
Interesting, yeah.
by Reyes, but Kurumov will advance to the next round.
Now let's see,
See,
Kosota.
really coming in, but
Oh, Chigari.
just brilliant
Beautifully
counter
done.
on Kurumov's part.
Nice. Right, we're coming up to someone that I spoke about earlier on, and that's Fonseca, George Fonseca of Portugal, and Hovak of Czech Republic.
Is that Jorge Fonseca?
Jorge?
Jorge?
Jorge.
Horak
Horak.
versus Horak.
Horak. Fonseca and Horak.
This is the first
It's the second round,
Second
but it's
time.
the first match
yeah,
for
first back,
Fonseca.
Fonseca. Oh, big. Oh, wow.
This is what I'm telling you about the
Oh,
big
my
man.
goodness. So,
He
power, agility, speed.
Speed. This one has it all. Beautiful judo. Just doesn't have a gold medal under that belt at this moment. In
He's a
any
little
of the
shorter than his opponent.
Slightly, he's built like a tank.
Yeah, he's,
as I would say. But definitely one to watch. He's going to upset one or two people if he gets that opportunity. Horak, really, little bit of a shaky moment for him.
Yeah.
That'll unsettle him. And look at the agile. He bounces. Fonseca just moves so nicely on the tatami. Very,
Really,
very agile man.
a high proportion of quick twitch muscle fiber.
You've said it.
I think Horak really trying to find the right angle. And
Cianagi,
Fonseca, though,
oh,
really has the edge here.
Yeah. He's Cianagi being his forte, but at the end of the day, he's just not tweaking it
He's so quick.
well enough. He's
yeah,
so quick.
he's driving down. He's going to
he's-
come back up.
Exactly.
Right.
He's reacting too quick. He needs to sort of be a bit more precise in his entry there.
So the drop as opposed to
Yeah.
a complete Sewanage.
He needs to bump it up at that latter stage, just get a little bit of a kick in there.
Oh,
Temi
Horak
was
in
her
with a
attempt.
little bit of a combination.
I felt that it was more a bit of pressure he was under when he
But he's-
attempted that.
You know, but you're not going to win the quick game, I think, with Fonseca.
Oh, no.
You know, he's just not going to out-quick him. He's got to do something a little different.
Oh, so, yes!
Big.
There
All right.
you go, and it's Osakomi.
Osaikomi.
That's it. Beautiful judo. That's what I love about him.
Oh, Togeta.
He doesn't make it easy
Not
for
quite enough
himself.
on the sorry.
That's the frustrating thing about this Portuguese. He doesn't make things easy for himself. He does so much work, beautiful judo. He had an opportunity to finish that there.
You know,
and
and so
let him
he
up.
made an odd choice. He really split his grip instead of concentrating on the upper body there. And with, you know, because Horak is significantly longer, that's going to make his control more difficult instead of really coming up and controlling that upper quarter quadrant. Fonseca's clearly an enormously powerful player. So again, you know, when you're playing other big, powerful players, that can actually throw you off your game a bit if you are used to being the most powerful player in the room.
Look at the size of this man. He might be shorter, but he's built like a tank.
Yeah, massively strong.
He really is very powerful. But what he has is that sort of real speed as well.
So that's something that can be difficult sometimes for large players to find other large players to train with really consistently, and a variety of large players. At the lower weights, there's so many people at these lower weights that you can get a lot of training in with a lot of different folks. That's not necessarily true up at this weight class.
For me, you see Fonseca, the way he moves, he actually is a heavyweight that moves like a lightweight. And he does judo like a lightweight.
That's it. There we go. That's the Sewanage we're looking for.
And we've not got that smile yet, but he's also got the biggest smile in the world. Absolutely melts a room.
Or, okay, now did that fool me again? Was that really Sode Tsurugomigoshi?
Yes,
was that
it was.
Sewanage?
Yeah, it was Sode.
Sode Tsurugomigoshi. But it's coming down into that Sewanage position.
Yes, definitely.
Beautiful, beautiful judo.
There you have it, off the sleeves.
For that big harai.
Yeah.
Or I guess more,
More towards the corner there. He was looking for, was it the Osotogari? Well, there's the... Brilliant. Absolutely.
Yeah, Sode.
Sode. Nice.
Okay, up now we have Savitsky from Ukraine versus Muketa from Belarus. It's the first time we've seen Muketa?
Yes, this is his first match, I believe.
No, he played Jobe earlier.
But you know, I didn't actually get to see that. I can't remember seeing that match.
I don't remember it either.
So I don't know if that one actually happened. I can't remember seeing it.
And they were never brought out to accept.
That's right.
So I don't know.
No,
okay, well,
I can't
anyway,
he's
here now.
But he's here. But no, I can't remember seeing that match, to be honest. Maybe it's just lost in the back of our memory.
Oh, Chigari by Savitsky.
Savitsky, very convincing win there that takes him in to the next round, and he'll be up against Fonseca of Portugal.
And Savitsky had that huge Seoyo Soto earlier where he came in for Sewanage and did the Osoto, just brought Hussein Shah down with that big driving Osoto last time. So nice variety of techniques that Savitsky's bringing to bear here. Really gorgeous.
Can't argue with that. Straight through him. Not over to the side, but straight through the core. Ochi drive right through. Almost chest to chest on that one.
And
very high for the Ochi as well. When you look at it, how high the belt are both in the same level. Where normally with the Ochigari, your belt level tends to drop below under the center. But Palchek here representing Israel in the white, and Borodavko representing Latvia in the blue.
And this is the first time we've seen Palchik.
Yes. Palchik, one of the seeds coming into this World Championships, and definitely rightly so.
5th seed.
looking overall on this draw, 54 judokas participating in the under 100, and the one that wasn't actually seeded at all here was the reigning world champion, Aaron Wolf.
Wow. Because, so see, that was an interesting thing.
That's throwing the cat amongst the pigeons, isn't it, really?
Right,
that
you know, and seeding works by points. Of course, you know, if you have the most points in the world on the world ranking, then you're first seed. And a lot of these players, that's a really fascinating thing, actually. So the first seed, Lepartiliani from Georgia, has 196 wins and 55 losses. So, you know, 250 or so matches overall. Aaron Wolf has 37 wins and 9 losses.
Yeah.
And he's the world champion. And it's no fluke, because he actually has beaten Lepartiliani. He's thrown Corel twice. He's also beaten Fonseca.
Yes.
So, you know, Aaron Wolf is the real deal, but he's only got 46 matches on the world stage. You know, that's why he's not seeded.
And when you look at it, it's very interesting statistics, and it's very hard to take something. When you take something from that, you would say it isn't always. You always say less is more.
Right.
Really, when we're actually looking at it, quality rather than quantity.
Right.
And it being. So for me, that's a real sort of thing maybe you take from that somebody just comes out, doesn't put himself, but you have to be very confident in yourself not to compete that many times.
Yeah. You know, but I find that that's actually a trend in the Japanese team. Yeah. They definitely do not go out to the huge numbers of competitions that you'll see, like, for instance, with Russia and Georgia and Kazakhstan. And, you know, they just have huge numbers of competitions. The Japanese players tend to be under 100 matches or so, or right around 100 matches. But as we've seen at this World Championships, though, it really works because they've got, 5 gold medals at these World Championships so far? They definitely lead the medal count by far over any other country.
But I think what they have is the advantage of there's so many judokas in their country of all different shapes and sizes, and there's high quality. The standard is as high as what we have if we went through the whole Europe. Yeah. So they don't really need to go much further than the back door, do they, really?
No, they don't. Yes, judo's pretty much your national sport.
Yes.
And, you know,
a
you
dojo in every corner, really, isn't it?
And so the police practice it. I mean, you know, there are police dojos everywhere.
And I think this is the advantage they have, and they can stay out of sight, which makes them very unknown. But the only problem it does is it puts you like this, the cat amongst the pigeons, and he could have actually drawn up quite easy with Lepartiliani first match.
But, you know, Aaron Wolf could have drawn, yes, as you say, he could have drawn Lepartiliani first match, but he just didn't. Yeah. That's just the way the draw went.
So it's a chance you take, isn't it, really, when you're a world champion. Yeah. Well, this battle has really gone on. It's a very evenly matched contest, and really it could go either way for me on this one.
But, you know, if you're going to, I'm sorry, we're not talking about this match very much. But one last thought for me about so let's say somebody like Aaron Wolf draws Lepartiliani in the first or second match. That's probably excellent for Wolf. It means he hasn't had to play a lot of people first. He's not going to be tired, you know.
But it's a chance you take, knowing that someone of that caliber you have first fight.
But if you're going to face him anyway in the finals, you haven't had to fight all day to get there. You get him out of the way early.
Yes. But if that could be, right. You're right in what you say. And then some people say they like the first fight to be an Uchimata there.
Uchimata over Palchik. Oh, okay.
Well, this was another man that wasn't seeded, Bodoradavko, but he's actually knocked out Palchik.
Who was the 5th seed?
Who was the 5th seed.
With a very nice Uchimata.
And the last time
that was a nice attack by
great. The last time these fought was in Budapest.
Yep.
Just not very long ago in back in August. Uchimata, beautifully
Really nice.
done.
Ken
No
Uchimata.
arguments about that.
Yep. Up next, we have Briceno from Chile versus Havsuren Atkanbatar from Mongolia.
Well, as we've seen against Smith, Havsuren was very, very powerful indeed, and sadly, Smith played a really good match against him, just was outpowered. I think he played the wrong tactics against him.
And
it was a bit of a hit and miss, wasn't it? It wasn't all the Mongolians' fight. There was some elements of that match that you could have said showed a lot of promise in there for the American.
Right. And he did get him all the way to golden score, but Havsuren then turned around and did that beautiful reverse sevenage right in the beginning of golden score, pulling a technique out that just was not in the whole, regulation play. So let's see what he does against Briceno, who we saw is also a very versatile fighter.
Nice judo, this young man from Chile. Slightly has the height advantage over his opponent. Well, is it a height advantage, or does it just give him more opportunity for the Mongolian to come in nicely without bending with the Sianagi, as we're just about to say?
Yeah. Briceno trying to step out, and Havsuren really using that movement to get into the Sianagi event.
And this is where Briceno's got to be careful, is that Sianagi, and he's got the height, and the Mongolian really doesn't have to break his opponent's balance too much to get in there. He doesn't have to open him up to enter into the Sianagi as much as he would do if someone of his own size. And so staying bouncy, he's got to be careful.
Look how Havsuren is really drawing Briceno around to the edge of the mat. Havsuren is, he's a very crafty player. Oh, in for that
shimmy was there, but I don't think it was actually under the chin there. No. More across the face.
That's the second time he's tried it, though, at least.
Yeah. Briceno taking the first Shido, just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest. Coming up to the halfway mark, but the Mongolian looks to be dominating the pace and as far as the attacks so far in this contest.
Yeah, and Briceno doesn't like, Havsuren really definitely is locking down the grips. Briceno's having to struggle to find a way into things, but that was a nice sore attack there.
A nice attempt there.
So. And
what he didn't have was that power on that left sleeve.
And penetration, he wasn't
Couldn't have that pulling action.
I think it was more about trying to not get driven to the edge again.
Possibly there.
But it was strong enough that it wasn't a false attack. It just was a defensive attack, perhaps. And there we go with a much stronger drive.
Havsuren just braces down, powers it to the ground. Didn't look really under any threat on that one, but it was a nice deep entry.
Yeah,
that
really
was
deep.
Really
His
good.
leg was completely through.
If he had the ability to bounce up, you could have maybe got something at the end of that.
But Havsuren's so powerful in his upper body that Briceno just wasn't getting that kazushi either. He just hadn't compromised, Havsuren's balance. Havsuren's clearly, he's powerful, he's crafty, he's versatile.
He's working really towards the edge of the contest area.
He puts this pressure on his opponent.
Piling the pressure there on the Chilean.
Briceno just battling his way out. 1 minute to go in the contest.
Briceno, though, does have nice judo. The Ouchigari was attempting, then the Sutemi Waza. Very versatile there, and his approach, he's opening himself up, and he's really putting a little bit more pressure now, and he knows that what he has to do, he's got to be first on the attacks. And Havsuren there picks up a Shido. 2 apiece now and into the last minute.
So, let's see if Havsuren, oh my gosh.
Just overstretched himself there. That was really, to me, that was a bit of a soft Wazari.
That was so marginal.
Very soft Wazari.
Very borderline. It was only because he was so stretched out along his side. And Havsuren doing that kind of thing at the, low end of the last minute, getting this Wazari.
And Hosoren there, as you can see, Wazari up now. The timing couldn't have been more perfect for him, 18 seconds. Now, can this
so it's
young
interesting.
man...
Hosoren, I think, is the most tactical player that we've seen in this in these pools so far. No, I don't think we're going to see another attack from him. He's just going to ride this out.
He's desperately trying to get back into this contest. I think he's left it a little bit too late now.
No.
Uchimata attempt, but a great match.
What would have been like if he had unleashed that in the beginning?
I think he could have been...
Could have been a very different match.
No, I think he could have been leveled. I think he closed him up, and that's why it went to such the end.
Too careful.
But if he left himself a little bit more open and played like that, I think it would have given Hosoren that much more opportunity to show what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
And he also, not only is he very powerful, good with the kumikata, but he's got some beautiful judo that we haven't even seen yet.
Right. Which, is, I'd like to say, it's like, let's see it. Let's see that beautiful judo.
But when we're getting to these matches that one is a little bit more superior than the other, we're going to get someone who's going to shut them down to try and survive, and someone that gets frustrated, not getting what he wants, knowing that he's capable of doing it.
Yeah, that's so... Look at this, how close this is. Yeah, just barely it was
tip
on
of the shoulder.
So up now, we're going back to the top of Pool A with Lipartiliani versus Gazimov. Lipartiliani from Georgia in white.
Well, this is
Gazimov from Azerbaijan.
Is the crucial match for this top half. Definitely, between these two, for me, is the one that I personally feel will be in the final. Now, put myself on the line for that one.
Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Whoever gets this one, we're looking at the person who will be in the final for this. And it's no disrespect. I think obviously we have Hosoren there that's very, very, very strong and very competent.
No,
and
but he's not going to be able to do that with these guys.
But I don't think they're going to do it with these guys, definitely.
And there's just going to be a lot of noise because we have so many people from Georgia and, of course, Azerbaijan here.
And Azerbaijan.
You might not be able to hear us at all. Which may be a good thing, who knows?
Well, do you know what? I think actions speak louder than words when it comes to this match. This is going to be a very intense match indeed, and a very tight-fought contest. Both these guys knowing each other very well.
Both men being, I think, very careful about their grips. They're not doing any kind of huge dynamic kumikata. Big explosive movements. Gazimov taking a left-hand grip. Oh, now switching to the right. 2 minutes already, almost gone by.
Two in here are two very impressive, very good judokas
really
here.
Dangerous. You can't give either one an inch.
Silver medalists, one in the under 90 kilos and one in the under 100s.
Uh-oh, Gazimov, I think, is a little trouble. But Lipartiliani's got a really good position.
Oh,
he's got both grips.
Hovering with that Uchimata there.
Okay. I think one or both is going to get penalized here. Gazimov, Lipartiliani. I think for he had the grip, but he wasn't attacking.
Well, a minute and a half remaining in this contest. Only one Shido divides the pair of them. Lipartiliani, as you can see,
he's got the pistol grip. He's got to attack. But Gazimov in.
Drops right underneath him. Again, another good attack from the Azerbaijan.
So luck of the draw that these two are facing each other this early. Oh, Gazimov.
Oh! Gazimov
Lipartiliani in with a big elevation. But Gazimov just keeping his head up and not allowing that rotation to occur.
So well to get off that again.
Oh my gosh, coming down on his face.
Lipartiliani once more. Lapel grip, controls the sleeve.
Comes in again, Lipartiliani with the Makikomi.
Can he drive it?
Oh, but not able to drive it over.
Again, another strong attack. Gazimov's got to be careful. He's got to start coming back in. He'll pick up a Shido.
He does pick it up here for the passivity.
Well, for Gazimov, it's that sleeve grip that's causing him all the problems.
Yeah.
Lipartiliani, he gets the lapel, he also takes that sleeve, and from there he gets the attack. Each time it's been very close to scoring.
So let's see if Gazimov can reverse things here. He
Well,
definitely
he's got the
has his
pistol
grips.
grip and he's pulling it down. He's got to be careful.
But Gazimov breaks it off.
Lipartiliani there round the back this time. A defensive action from Gazimov.
And Kateguruma kind of coming in it.
Well, at this moment in time, Lipartiliani looks to be the one that's in control here. He looks to be the more stronger of the two.
Yeah, Gazimov just doesn't seem to be driving in at all. Okay,
It's
in the
just
golden
been,
score.
Gazimov's just been trying to break the grips off, trying to survive out there at this particular moment. There's been a couple of moments that he's looked strong, but in general, the whole match has been Lipartiliani's as far as I'm concerned.
But has Gazimov just been biding his time? Because any score now is just going to end it. And we've seen that. In!
Well, that was a poor judgment.
But Lipartiliani countering!
He's trying to claim that one, but really it was Gazimov.
But it doesn't look like they're going
to.
No score. Oh,
no,
Gazimov is lucky.
He tried to claim it, but it wasn't going to be.
No, it wasn't there.
And Gazimov and the crowd here from Azerbaijan
really in over a different grip, way over the back.
Deep. Defending though, Gazimov is doing on the hip. Got to be careful for doing that.
He does have
trying to control the slip, but once more.
Trying to drive Lipartiliani with that leg, drawing that leg arm down through the legs, but Lipartiliani is just shutting that down.
Well, coming up to the first minute of this golden score, a Shido apiece, no score yet from either one.
Is Gazimov inside, or Lipartiliani inside the collar there? Okay, let go.
Pistol grip there, but he's using
big spinning entry.
Good move there from Gazimov. Well, he's livened up a little bit more and he's been a little bit more engaging in this contest against Lipartiliani in the golden score. First 4 minutes for me was Lipartiliani.
Gazimov! Gazimov counters!
The Makikomi was there, and that's how you do it.
Oh, Lipartiliani is being given the ippon.
Yes, it's Lipartiliani's throw.
Oh, I thought Gazimov had rolled him.
No. He tried
Let's look at that again, because Lipartiliani's shoulders hit first.
It looked, the Harai Makikomi was there, and definitely Gazimov was in on these.
I could have sworn the Lipartiliani's shoulders hit first.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a look at it, the replay. Through the height of the excitement, there you have it, the Makikomi Uchimata.
See, it looks to me like, look at that. But I guess he retained control the whole time. Gazimov,
Lipartiliani started
Lipartiliani retained control
finished
throughout
it.
the whole throw.
There was that glimmer of trying to counter it, but no, he was trying to rescue himself, if you would like to.
Just didn't quite have it. So, brilliant finish to one of the most important matches of this round, of this pool.
Well, they'll be up against, they'll be watching very carefully now the results from this one. They'll fight for a place in the semi-final. It's the third round, but this is a place, like crucially, for a place in the quarterfinal, which means they get a chance. Well, they're on the placing, if anything, but it gives them a chance of gaining that medal, regardless what color it would be. Up until now, whoever loses here will go back out there, out of the competition. So it's definitely a crucial stage for all these athletes.
Oh,
Uchigari there.
Uchigari.
Good start for Kuramov there of Uzbekistan in the blue. You've got Darwish from Egypt in white. Third round is for a place in the quarterfinals. The winner of this will...
This is third round, so we're going to fourth round.
Yes, fourth round.
Right.
Shido. Two Shidos now for the Uzbek. Not an ideal situation for him. We're only halfway through this contest. Karamov really has to
lift.
But we know with this Darwish, over the previous matches we've watched him, he's very, very strong indeed,
Very
isn't
strong.
he? Just past the halfway mark now. 2 Shidos to 1. Karamov really in a dangerous position. One more mistake would cost him a place in the quarterfinal. A very, very tightly fought match. Neither one of them giving too much away, really. It's a battle of the Kumikata and the head-to-head nudging that we're seeing.
Uchimata! Big
Yes!
Uchimata! Wow.
Beautifully done.
Yep.
He was just
no doubt about
biding
that
his
one.
time and luring him into a false sense of security.
Really draw him in.
There you go. You got Darwish there takes a place in the quarterfinal, and he'll be up against Lipatiliani of Georgia a little bit later in the final block. And there you have it. Oh, what height leverage he got on that leg.
Way up.
Beautifully done. Pulled, hopped through.
Oh, wow.
Beautifully done.
Just a huge lift.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just gets
Just
better every time
clinical.
you see it, doesn't it? So nicely executed there.
Here we have Fonseca from Portugal up against Savitsky.
Yeah, dangerous man, Fonseca, as I keep saying. He can throw. Savitsky there from Ukraine. Very powerful man. Knows too well to slow this Portuguese guy down. Can't let him have free rein on his movement. He makes him very, very dangerous indeed. As you can see, Savitsky is bringing that hand, drawing down on Fonseca, slowing the pace of this contest. Comes over the top of Fonseca's shoulder there, trying to draw his head down. Fonseca dismissed that hand, brings it back down into play, and giving himself much more of an advantage as he follows through into the Niwaza.
Savitsky trying to attack really low down, but
Yes.
not having any real purchase at all. Fonseca getting
It's a little bit short on that
A little bit
Cianagi
short,
there
yeah.
from Fonseca. You've got to be careful there. Very close to being looking like a false attack.
Just needs to get Savitsky moving a bit more.
And Savitsky knows that he has
he's
to
got the
stay
grip, gotta
very
move.
solid and grounded
Yep.
in this mat.
Both players, I think, are interlacing fingers there. That's
Yeah,
illegal.
and we've seen that a couple of times, haven't we? Yesterday
Yeah.
there was a case of that interlinking, but
Fonseca
only
picking
one
up the
person
Judo.
gets it. So
I'm not sure what he called it for. We didn't quite see
I
it.
think it was for the grip. Well, Fonseca, get on with the job. That's all I would say. Too busy telling the referee how to do his job. Not a good idea.
Oh,
Well,
Savitsky going down to the knee.
drops to his knees.
That
For
should be a
what
false
reason?
attack. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Fonseca was driving in.
Yep. So that's a Shido.
And there we go. Shido for Savitsky. 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes.
Savitsky takes that sleeve.
It's interesting
Right
how
behind-
defensively Savitsky is standing. You know, Fonseca's got this beautiful upright posture, and
Yes.
Savitsky's just immediately coming in all bent over. Even though he's the taller player, he is
Yeah.
definitely not taking advantage of that at all.
But it is an advantage really on Fonseca because
No.
the taller they are, the easier it makes Fonseca to come in for his
On you, on
Cianagis.
that guy, right.
And the Osotagaris, he's beautifully
goes.
technician there. And for Savitsky, for me, he's tactically, he is playing the right game because all he has to do is slow the pace of Fonseca, tie in with the arms in the front and draw down on that. It avoids the Cianagi and it avoids the opportunity for the exchange of the combination of the Cianagis Osotagaris that Fonseca has. He's a very, very dangerous athlete, Fonseca, because he's got such beautiful judo and he's got a variety of skills. And you just don't want to play with his pace.
Well, I'd agree with you. So Savitsky is playing a very good tactical match. Let's see if it works.
We're into the last minute now. Only a Shido apiece between these guys. One that really wants to move around and get underneath his opponent, which is Fonseca. The other one tactically wants to keep him at bay, feet totally grounded into the mat and trying to avoid those Cianagis, but also in the meantime trying to get his techniques flowing as well, such as those big leggy techniques and an arm over the top, making his opponent look passive. And there he has the Cianagi, comes on there, and that's his opportunity. That sort of thing, getting Fonseca on the resist and on the defense.
So if Fonseca can start driving forward a little bit, coming in and, you know, with Savitsky being so on his heels, oh, now Savitsky's changing it up a little bit. But, you know, really coming down, all of Fonseca's attacks have all been
That's it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, looking at, thinking about his knee. Yeah.
Oh, yes,
me
I
too.
was thinking about the knee. It made
Savitsky's
me
knee.
cringe a little bit there. A real combination of techniques there, but
Yeah,
oh,
and
gosh.
really got tangled up.
Yeah.
8 seconds. Regulation
Cianagi,
play.
yes!
There!
Oh, so close.
So if Fonseca's, all those attacks have all been drawing Savitsky forward, if he could just drive, you know, take
Switch
advantage
to
of
the
drive
rear more,
Savitsky
yeah.
driving back.
Take him back onto his heels, because obviously now Savitsky's waiting for those Cianagis, so he will be bracing against it, so the weight will be to the rear. So that's where we see the combination comes of the Cianagi and the Osotagaris
Right.
for Fonseca. Those combinations do work, but on this occasion, he's also prepared for that. He has reacted very well.
Okay? Não entra em desespero, ok? O importante agora é não fazer erros, tá bem? O gato está empatado.
So Savitsky had to go off for a medical.
And looking on the other mat, to tatami 1, no, tatami 3, we've got Chimeo that's just been beat
Oh, wow.
by the Russian Babinter Server of Russia. A very interesting match, and another one hits the dust there, as you would say.
So cleaning up a little bit of blood on mat 1. I think Savitsky's finger, see some on.
There's some extra sort of guidance from the Portuguese coach, as we see there on our screen.
Okay, here we go. Both players have had a nice little breather there.
In the golden score now, just a Shido apiece divides keeps these athletes even Stevens here.
Savitsky in with a double collar grip, really keeping things locked down, as you say. In with a kind of a desperate attack there, I would say.
Definitely out of the performance we've seen for the four minutes, Fonseca has been the biggest threat here.
Oh, really
Once
drawing
more.
Savitsky in, making him reach, and then coming in for that Sewanage. But that's like the 4th or 5th time he's done the Sewanage, and
Just doesn't
it's
have
clearly
that
not
finish,
gonna. It's not gonna finish it on Savitsky.
Just doesn't seem to have that little bounce at the end to bump him over.
And he's not getting the penetration or the kazushi. He's not breaking Savitsky's balance, really. There's a big attack, but no
Nice
real
stop
threat either.
there.
There we
You got
go!
it, yes!
That's it! Wow! That was coming in. As soon as Savitsky came out of his attack, Fonseca found the entry to come in and really complete a beautiful, beautiful Sewanage.
Beautifully finished. And the thing is, you can't stop judo, can you?
No.
However defensive you can be, you cannot stop judo like that. Skills.
And I love that, really good judo over the tactical kind of
Yes.
play. That Savitsky was, it was a
Savitsky
smart play.
He played smart,
But
and
it-
got him up to this level. It
but-
got him here.
Yeah.
But when you're battling against someone who's got a variety of skills like that can throw for ippon,
Yeah.
not just catch you with a knockdown, and we kept seeing
There's your smile.
he was smiling at me. He was
Oh,
pointing
okay.
the thumb at that was for me. I
Yeah,
know.
look at that, really big.
Beautiful.
So Savitsky had attacked. He didn't have the grip. Fonseca found his opportunity. Huge penetration, nice rotation, good at elevation too. Just
nice.
all of those elements brought it together.
And he knew I was looking at him.
Yes. Fonseca's going, yes.
Brilliant.
I really
Yes,
see.
got that one out of the quarterfinal stage. Now here we have, again, who he'll be up against is the winner of this next one. Borodavko from Latvia in the white, and we have Hosoren from Mongolia in the blue.
So, as we've seen, another, very tactical player in Hosoren. Let's see how he does against Borodavko, who's up to this point has been in the blue gi.
Yes, well, Borodavko, one of the tallest in this weight, if they both stood up, you would see there was quite a height difference, but Borodavko seems to be bent over there, coming down to the same
But we know that
eye-level contact.
But we know that Hosoren is just enormously powerful.
Oh, Hosoren is a very strong. I don't think we've seen the best of Hosoren so far. Very politely takes his Shido.
Yep, both players.
Very respectful.
Let's get it moving. Borodavko definitely has the reach. But Hosoren, he's got beautiful control of his upper body. He's just, really, really mitigating Borodavko's grip just with his posture. Okay, Borodavko drawing him in, finally getting him in. Hosoren reaching around the back.
He's looking for that hip
Getting
throw,
his
isn't
own.
he, in the
Very
ojigari.
powerful. Really pulling that in.
Sutemiwaza there for Borodavko.
So then pretty easily riding it through.
Part of me feels that he knew that he was under a bit of pressure. He's getting back towards the edge of the contest area.
Which Hooksoden does so well.
And he's definitely been on form with that sort of movement and that sort of pressure that he's piled on most of his opponents. Drawing again once more to the edge of the contest area.
Yeah,
Comes
he
in
really
the inside
does.
with the
No! What a
Sewanage.
Wow, that's the kind of judo that we've been looking for, waiting
Beautifully
for.
executed there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying. This is what we have with Hosoren. For me, that's the judo we haven't seen up until now.
No. Oh, and wow, brilliant response by Borodavko not to get Ippon there. So let's see if Hooksoden does it again. You know? Borodavko is definitely going to step it up. There's 2 minutes left in the contest.
Hosoren comes round the back with the arm. He's bringing that hip in, but not in deep enough.
This is much more stand-up judo.
We're through the halfway mark now. 1 Uzari on the board. Hosoren for Mongolia takes that lead, and he did in style. Beautiful judo. This is a man that's now starting to step it up a little bit more. He's had a few matches that it's been struggles through. Doesn't look he's not been the fighter that we really do come to expect.
I'm not sure he brought his A game to those first 2 matches.
He definitely hasn't brought the A game.
But this is better. This is, you know, he's definitely having to bring it now. And Borodavko, I think, struggling a little bit, trying to find the grip that he can really use. He's got that obi, but trying to bring him around, but Hooksoden is just able to ride it out. He just is not moving Hooksoden significantly at all.
And for those that don't know what an obi is, it's a belt.
The belt, sorry. I think if you're watching the World Championships of Judo, you should know what an obi is.
That's it. A lot of them were saying, "Where's his obi?"
Oh, again! Sewanage for Wazari. A second beautiful Sewanage by Hooksoden.
Well, that was a very nice match indeed for Hooksoden of Mongolia, who goes through to the quarterfinal. He'll be up against Fonseca.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be
that's going to be a horrible
wow,
match.
That's going to be a grinder.
That's going to be a real difficult one. And here's some of the highlights from this contest. And there you have it. Beautifully done. Marate Sewanage, beautifully executed.
Really clean finish.
Nice. No argument with that.
So I think that's it for us.
Yes, I think so. And I hope you've enjoyed it once again as much as we have. There's been some excellent matches, and we've got definitely some more fabulous fights coming up later on today about 4 o'clock. And you'll be joined by Mr. Neil Adams and Mr. Sheldon Franco Rooks. But from us, it's thank you for joining us. From myself, Loretta Cusack-Doyle.
And Jean Shen.
So enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye. Well, I believe we might actually have the quarterfinal play for a place in the semi-final.
So we're now is a 5-minute break.
Yes, so it's not the end. Very difficult because we don't have the contest order, and a field of play. So do apologise if we cut you off short and you're sitting there thinking, but what about our quarterfinals? Well, definitely the quarterfinals are coming up, so
Yeah.
we do apologise for
Yeah,
that.
sorry about
and
that.
we never left the table. We just double-checked where we were.
So some really fascinating, great matches to look forward to then. We'll get to see Gazimov versus Darwish and Fonseca versus Hoksuren.
Yes, so this is going to be definitely very interesting. Now, as these fights have gone through so very quickly, haven't they?
So what you might want to do, while you're waiting, while we're in this break, on mat 3 going on now is a match between Aaron Wolf and Aaron Wolf, the current world champion, on mat 3, versus Ilyasov from Russia. And on mat 2, we have Koral from Netherlands versus Cho from Korea on mat. So those are available to you to watch on the other 2 feeds. But what do you think, for anybody who's hanging with us on mat 1, Gazimov and Darwish, what do you think?
Well, we've got no Lipitani.
I'm sorry, Lipertiliani and Gar.
Oh my goodness, you've upset the whole Georgian.
I'm sorry.
Lipertiliani, for me, like I said, in that match that we watched, Lipertiliani and Gazimov, for me, whoever won that, I totally believe will be in that final. I really do.
Right.
So I think Lipertiliani will defeat, even though Darwish has been very, very strong and has had some really beautiful judo that he's displayed here today.
Right.
I don't think his power that has got him through that contest, I don't think he's actually going to defeat Lipertiliani, because he's up against someone, again, with very good skills, but a lot of experience on how to cope with a contest that's a very much head-to-head. So definitely, for me, Lipertiliani. And then in the bottom end of the contest, where you've got also Fonseca from Portugal, and then you've got the Mongolian, Hossein. For me, that's going to be a tight match. I don't know. But I've seen Fonseca, his fights have always impressed me. But he gets to this point, the crucial point against somebody, and it just seems to go horribly wrong for him. I'm just going to be sitting on the edge with this one. I would like to see Fonseca get through. I really would. I am a real fan of his judo. I just love the way he flows and the excitement and the energy he brings to every competition that I've followed. But for me, Hoksuren, you can't write him off. And that last match, if he had fought the way he had in the previous 2 matches, I would have said possibly Fonseca could have won. But that last match has been a turning point for me, for the Mongolian. But here we have the quarterfinal, Lipertiliani representing Georgia in the white, and representing Egypt in the blue, we have Darwish.
So Darwish trying to get that Uchimata that we saw him throw so effectively in the last match. But I think I agree with you. Lipertiliani is definitely the favorite here, but Darwish has done some really, really good judo today. It's very hard to... Oh! Comes in for the Uchimata, and Lipertiliani rolls him for the Wazari.
So much been upon there as well. Let's see the landing on that.
Yeah, why? I guess it's
he just caught him on his shoulder there, but didn't, because his own body was in the way.
Yep.
So Lipertiliani takes the lead in the opening seconds of this contest.
Darwish not learning his lesson, coming in for the Uchimata again.
But he can throw with that Uchimata.
He can, but he just got countered.
Yeah, I admire him for being brave, though, because if he can connect it right, there's no stopping that Uchimata.
Oh, but
But Lipertiliani, as you can see in the position, his body positioning, he's waiting for it.
He is. So, I think it's brave, but I think it's also kind of stubborn. So Lipartiliani called for Judo. So that cry is because on mat 3, Aaron Wolf was just thrown. So the current world champion is not going to advance to the semis. So Darwish looking again for that strong overhand grip.
He's waiting for it. He's drawing his opponent in, but there you have
Martiliani coming with his own Chimata. Oh!
Well, so close.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Darwish picking up the pace. He's down by Abazari. Martiliani.
Tension here.
Inviting.
For me, the tension is that I'm just waiting for Lipartiliani to come in for the next big attack.
There he goes.
And there is Uchimata into the Makukomi.
Now he's going to do some Newaza.
Now he's looking for the Newaza there. Look at that spin over, the turning him over.
Can he turn him? Oh,
yes!
And he's got it turned.
Well, this is the first bit of Newaza we've seen in this half.
There really hasn't. Well, there's been some pins, but not this kind of exchange. Oh, Shirokazugatame! Osakomi!
Lipartiliani only has to hold for so many seconds up to the Wazari to make it Wazari Aseti upon. He's holding on however much Darwish
and he's got it. Lipartiliani.
A place in the semi-final of the under 100 kilograms for Georgia.
All right, well, you've called it.
Oh, now we've come to the next one. Let's see. Well, like I was saying,
Fonseca
looking at the last
Hoxoren.
performance of Hoxoren, if he'd fought the way he had in the first 2 matches, would I thought he'd get through to the semi-finals? Possibly not. But his last match for me has showed what we expect from Hoxoren, and that will.
Hoxoren, I think, has depths. He started to pull it out that we just hadn't seen, and I don't know Fonseca as well as you do, but what I've seen today is that he got stuck, and he did finally pull off that Sewanage, but he kept doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Became very predictable, didn't he?
I don't think that's going to work against Hoxoren.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if Fonseca pulls out a deeper game against Hoxoren than he has so far. And he's not going to have to worry also about the reach that he had to deal with Savitsky, or Horek, because Hoxoren and Fonseca are definitely more evenly matched in terms of height.
Definitely evenly in height as well, and both are capable of throwing.
I think Fonseca is quicker than Hoxoren, but we know that Hoxoren is really strong. He's certainly taking a very aggressive defensive posture there.
And I truly believe that Fonseca's judo flows so well when his opponents are just slightly bigger, slightly taller than him.
And he's doing that same thing. He's driving him to the edge of the mat, but Fonseca's just too canny for that. Worked really well outside to come bring the match back into the middle. So he's trying to get him to play, Hoxoren to play Fonseca's game instead.
Hoxoren, as you can see, leads in with the head first.
He's got both grips.
But Fonseca, I'm not sure if he's agile
he's doing it again.
Hoxoren's
Hoxoren's doing it again. He's driving to the edge.
Yeah.
And Fonseca really coming out.
He's trying to draw his opponent down into a right angle, and then he gives it a little pull, so he flattens him out. But a Shido apiece there for both of them, I think. They're not deciding to give it.
Yeah. So typically when one player is adjusting their obi, the other player will allow them that space, but Hoxoren wasn't.
Oh, they have.
He was driving him in.
Yeah, they have. They've given him the Shido, so
yeah.
obviously a little bit scoreboarding Just reacting a little bit late.
Yeah, he had called that a while ago.
Yes.
Okay, so
Again, you draw, you
hooks
see
it
it,
in
it's
again,
been
trying to-
drawn in,
yeah.
isn't it, to a right angle position.
Yeah.
It's like a,
He really likes that
it's like
throw
going
behind
into a
the back grip.
scrum of a rugby
Oh,
match.
Sewanage! Fonseca in for the first big attack of the match.
The Sotogari attempt there from Fonseca, which is very...
Oh, again, Sode. Ooh. Fonseca's got a little blood there on his chin.
Well, for either one of these athletes, whoever gets through, they've got a very tough match ahead of them.
Lipertiliani.
Lipertiliani, he is on fire today. And we, like you said earlier on, Aaron Wolf, who's the current world champion, has just gone out.
Força para a frente, roda, sai da frente dele, não estejas a fazer força contra ele, roda e toma atenção aí à linha.
Okay, now
And
he's
he's
back.
gone out with Ilyasov, I think. Is it? The Russian?
Yes, Ilyasov.
Yes. So we're back here just to the halfway mark. Fonseca.
Oh,
Yay!
wow. In for the Kosoto by Fonseca,
What a height.
responds with a brilliant lift, and I can't, how did Hoeksonen manage to keep that from turning?
Oh gosh, that was a real height. They just didn't get the finish
He
to
just
it.
picked him up
Just
like a
shows
toy.
You, yeah, just picked him up as like it was one of his
Oh my
toys.
gosh. If Fonseca had maybe turned for Utsuri Goshi, he might have been able to rotate him, but just didn't quite get it.
Soren there, as you can see, drawing on that sleeve, but Fonseca again trying to tap with the Osoto off to the edge, and then with the Cianagi, which he came short in there on it. But,
Okay, a second Cheeto for Hoeksonen, because he really has not been attacking.
now
Okay, really
Fonseca will look busy with the Cianagis, and they're
Oh! Wow! Really
goodness
drew it in. Oh!
what a technique! Oh
Yeah.
my goodness me! And I do apologise
Wow,
for that screen. I
gorgeous.
cannot believe what's just
See,
happened.
Hoeksonen pulled out a deeper game.
Beautiful technique.
All of a sudden, after all of that driving and all of that leaning, really, really caught Fonseca, who's so disappointed in himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a technique!
That was gorgeous.
Beautifully done. Did he not take in the opposite side completely to where he'd been
Oh,
going?
yeah. Yes, because he had been
switched
pulling
it,
with the
he
left
switched-
hand.
yeah, he
he
switched
switched
it
to the
directions.
yes.
And it just caught him so cold, Fonseca. Well, what a turnaround there.
That
So
was really,
Fonseca
really
will go
good
down
judo.
into the repechage, and we'll see him a little bit later on, but
So in and then around to the other side. Just you could
He
see the
switched it
footwork.
sideways.
Switch the
He switched it to the
footwork just
opposite side.
beautifully. Driving, 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 and instead of pulling on this side, now he's going to drive, which is the opposite of what he's been doing.
Ogoshi?
Really goshi, yeah, Ogoshi,
Ogoshi.
Ogoshi.
And
Even though
Ogoshi,
it's
what yeah. He just got that arm a little bit deeper around the back, didn't he,
So,
there? Right under.
classic judo, classic technique. His hand was just in that weird spot for Ogoshi, but it was
Yes,
his
yeah.
head coming
Come on.
through. And it was really a lot of the upper body driving.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just beautiful judo.
Beautifully done.
Whew.
Well,
Hoeksonen.
well, I do apologise for that loud sort of outburst there, but my goodness me, what a throw. And we didn't read that. I didn't read that. I didn't see that one coming.
And clearly Fonseca didn't read it either. So now we are into the semifinals.
Yes.
And that is going to be it for this round. Thank you again very much for staying with us. This is Gene Shin.
And Loretta Cusack-Doyle, and we'll see you again tomorrow, the same time, same place. But for watching the final block, where there's some very exciting judo coming, that will start at 4 o'clock today on Tatami 2 with Neil Adams and Sheldon Franco Rooks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Untitled Chapter.